Hello students, today we are going to see what is a tic-tac-toe game. Here in tic-tac-toe, the AI uses MiniMax algorithm. This is the first thing you need to know. Okay, now we are answering AI based approach for tic-tac-toe problem. So one part is tic-tac-toe game, another part is how AI approaches it and solves it. Okay, so both of this you need to understand in this video. Okay, here the AI uses Minimax algorithm for decision making used in game theory and AI. So this is a two-player game where turn-based player A, player B plays the game. One is going to be a AI, another one is going to be a human. Okay, this is a zero-sum game, which means if A player wins, B loses. If B wins, A loses. Okay, second is maximizer. Let's assume it's going to be AA. Second is minimizer is the human opponent. This is the first thing you need to know. Okay, second is actual tic-tac-toe game, where this is the terminal state or end state. What is it? That is, if A wins, it's using X. Humans are going to use, let's assume you are going to play against AI. Then, if A wins, either it's going to be a vertical X or a horizontal X in three boxes or a diagonal one. Either this diagonal or this diagonal. So, this means the AI has won. Second option is the player B, that is you. Human is going to win where you are choosing UO. Now here also either it's going to be vertical or horizontal or diagonal. If you have three boxes continuously, it's a win for the human. Okay. Next is draw state. What is a draw state? Draw state is nothing where there is no horizontal, there is no vertical. Continuous X is not there. Also, there is no diagonal. So, this state is a draw state. Okay, now let's come to initial state. What is this is the first state where the first step the AI places X in the center. This is a human where he might place in any of the other 8 boxes. Okay, this is the base state. So let's now talk about what is a state. Students, what you need to understand is you will have to approach this from not only from a game perspective, but we'll also have to talk about AI. That only will bring you marks. Okay, so now you need to understand what is a state. What is a state? The state is all the relevant information that describes the current condition. Okay, this is an example. So the current state is how X is placed, where all X is placed, and where all O is placed. So this is a current state. This for an example I'm giving you. Now we'll have to see how A will approach. It uses something called as game tree. It doesn't, instead of relying on random moves, it doesn't move randomly or it doesn't involve neural networks. In tic-tac-toe, A uses game tree. It has 3 steps. One is looking forward, which is from the current state, it decides what are the moves that are available. Second is what the opponent response might be, what is possible, where are the possible steps the opponent human can take. In this example, here The O can be placed here or here or here. Three states are there, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so for these three moves, it will try to see what are the possible moves that are available. It will think through and see what are the branches that can happen. This process it will do recursively. This is very important. You have to write this in your exam. The branching out, it repeats the process recursively back and forth until it reaches the terminal state. What is the terminal state? We talked before. This is the final state. Okay. Here X is winning, here X is winning, here O is winning, here O is winning. This is a draw. Okay. So it goes till this end point and sees what are the possible moves, and then what it does is it assigns values. What it happens is in simulation it thinks ahead and assigns numerical score to the specific outcome. Plus 1 if A is gaining, minus 1 if human is gaining, 0 if it's a draw. Now this is an important step, backtracking. The MiniMax logic actually comes and works on this place. What it does is, after doing all this calculation, it goes back to the current state. This is where we are actually when we are playing. Now, what A does is it calculates what are the possible moves and assigns values. Then it comes back, backtracks. That's what this says. Backtracks. Once the scores are set at the very bottom till the final state, terminal state, the algorithm bubbles and those values back to the top. So it brings back the values. If it's the human's turn, which is the minimizer, the algorithm assumes a human will play perfectly. If it's A's turn, A will move by the human, look at the what human does, it'll look at it and then it'll pick the possible best possible move so that A can win. By tracing this logic all the way to the root node, the current board, current state, A choose the exact path to either win or bring it to a draw. So what this says is here the O is placed here. Okay, let's assume O is placed by you to in this place. Okay, then what will do? It will place X here or here, so that if it places here, the O will be placed here and the O wins. Now, what it does is it chooses the value and so ensures that the X is placed here so that the human doesn't win. Second option is O is placed here. What it does, there are two options for it, to place an X here or place an X here. Okay, so this kind of, it has already assigned value for each of this. Okay, like the best first search, there is a value, heuristic value, it assigns value and thinks whichever is the maximum beneficial path it will assume, so that either the AI wins or it brings it to a draw. Okay, so now the key things that you should write when you're writing this, it's not about the game we have to write. Okay, here we have to write about MiniMax algorithm. This is important. Tic Tac Toe, terminal state, game in state. This we have to write for exam. So we have to define what is a win for O, what is a win for X. Then draw state we'll have to write. Then initial state we'll have to write. Then what is the state we'll have to write. This only will get you marks, not talking about the game. It will not fetch you full marks. Okay, we have to talk in terms of AI. Then the important part is the game tree, how it approaches. A, how approaches, and this diagram you will have to draw so that it knows how we are branching AI, how it branches out and calculates the value. That's the next thing. It assigns value and calculates what will happen if one course is taken, what will happen if another course is taken, what will happen. You will have to, it will assign value. So you have to write this. Next is backtracking, how it moves back to the current state and moves with based on the humans option, how the human plays. It chooses the option that it can choose so that it can win or draw the game. Okay, hopefully you understand. Now this is what is tic-tac-toe game based on AI. We are not worried about this game, we are worried about what, how the algorithm works and how it approaches. So you'll have to write all this. Okay, hope you understand. If you have any doubts, please ask me in comments. Please subscribe to our channel for more videos. Thank you for watching. Best of luck. Thank you.